shift after.
All right, I'm gonna come back to that.
Rockets. What's the name of that lyric? Man, I forgot the sparse name of Manor. What kind of American
Does it
am
shift
I?
gears?
Yeah, it's shifted to. Yeah, it shifts to like a motivational bit
Okay.
as the drums were kicking in.
To get uplifting.
Yes. At first, it has like a very tension-building horror movie kind of style, but
Yeah, it does. I hear it.
yeah.
We good to go?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Welcome to the episode of the something at okay, episode 22 of season 4. I want to say, as you know, we do Raddosaurus rules here with no intros, but I do have a quick joke intro for you. Now, it turns out that Raddosaurus trusts me way too much if you've been following along in the tabletop RPG discussion. So I asked my new editor, my cat Amore, to assemble for me all of the reasons you shouldn't trust me based on all of the mistakes and rules, questionable calls I've made on the show. Do we have that ready? Okay, we do have that ready. All right, let's play that. All right, you won't play that because it's more than 4 hours of content. Okay, all right. We do need...
Cat's trying to convince me to leave the show. Is that what I'm getting out of this joke?
I
gave blood today, which means this will probably only be a 2-hour show. What I did, I'm calling it the Cottontailed portfolio. So I came home and I ate an iron-rich meal with lots of like spinach and sausage and drank a bunch of water. And then around 5:30 in the afternoon, I fell asleep and was woken to a blaring alarm. And the first thing I saw was a message from Pondo saying, "Are you alive?" Something like that. And I was like, yes!
It wasn't, "Are you alive?" It was, "How are you feeling?"
The show must go on.
You said mobile, which caused a little bit of worry.
Yeah, well, I was technically mobile.
I saw that and I was like, oh, he's on his phone. He's not even at home. He must be fine.
I guess that is technically one interpretation of what I did.
I took it as I'm mobile. I'm still standing.
Ambulatory. Maybe. Yeah, I should go with that next time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're speaking my language.
It's impossible to misinterpret that one.
Yeah.
The next rad's like, oh, so he's in an ambulance.
I know what ambulatory means. It's part of the 9-line medevac.
Okay.
I'm ready.
I know.
I don't even remember what happened last session, Arthur. Why don't you tell me about it?
I'm glad that you said that because that is part of my intro for the show. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
I have a whole sequence ready for it. So we get Miss Chia, who is your public relations officer, the head of the Silver Wing Raven Media Consultation Corporation. But she's looking directly into the camera and she says, "That's right, we're not going to do a recap." And then the camera cuts around to the person sitting at her desk and he's like, "But ma'am, obviously," and she's like, "No, we're not doing a recap. After a huge arc like this, it would be a waste of pages to do a recap. Everyone knows what happened. Look, the arc name has changed. That's how people know that it's a new storyline." And we come back to the artist. He's like, "Are you sure I can't convince you?" And she's like, "You're just trying to cut the page count. All right, we're gonna hop directly into the episode this time." So we cut to Harridan, McKirk, Vincent Gray, and Selena Lockwood sitting at a table having breakfast while people are rushing all around the dropship cafeteria, obviously doing intelligence work, finishing support preparations, because today is the day you're taking the Big Mechs out.
That's right. Give me the juice.
Someone hands you a glass of orange juice.
I drink that shit.
Someone is saying that you have a siege beard now. I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means. Might be a reference to Rainbow Six Siege, I guess?
I don't know. I never played that game.
I've never played it either. I've watched Ammunition play it. Apparently, it's infuriating.
My hair is probably the longest. Well, maybe not the longest it's ever been in my life, but it's the longest it's ever been in my adult life for sure.
No, I had a ponytail. I had a mullet, so.
Did you? But
I decided to do this thing, where you push the hair back.
Yeah.
It's never going to stay like that.
My parents, they kept my hair pretty long as a young child, much to my chagrin. But as an adult, I've always had very short hair. I cut my own hair with clippers for the majority of my young adulthood, so I'm not used to having this much hair.
I don't know if you know this, but Eric Vulgaris looks like Keanu Reeves now.
Does he? I know he had kind of like the man bun going for a while. Is it
No, it's the hair. His hair is just that loose, luxurious, black, well-shampooed hair that looks like the current Keanu Reeves stuff.
That's awesome.
Every time he moves, it moves with him.
For some reason, I can only picture him with his hair like back. I can't conceptualize him with his hair like free flowing locks right now. For some reason, does not compute. I got a text message. Wait, never mind. We're not doing intros. Carry on.
Yeah.
About to get real carried away here.
Speaking of which, did you know I have another Battletech show called Battletech Oath of Endosteel, which airs Sundays at 5 o'clock?
It's true.
You can catch it on YouTube.
I've seen it.
The latest episode is going to drop this Sunday. It's going to be great. Yeah, I mean, around you, I want you to imagine, I should do that meme that I just posted the other day, right? Like, all right, your characters are all together. I want you all to role play now and have fun.
Oh, I saw
Why
that.
is no one having fun? I specifically requested it.
You haven't watched that show though, have you?
What, Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, I absolutely have.
Okay,
I watched it for like 3 or 4 seasons. It changed networks at some point, and I stopped watching real television.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't say it like he does. He said, I specifically requested it.
Captain Holt is amazing.
I remember that scene.
But yeah.
Wow, even with that prime. All right, so Haller moves to sit down in front of you. His entire plate is nothing but hash browns and ketchup.
What? At least it's not that disgusting slurry that you described not that long ago. That's what I have. That's what Butch McGurk is eating. He's
eating scrapple.
He's eating meat soup.
It's not a soup.
Oh, so that's how you describe
brilliant golden wafers with the slurry sealed inside.
That's what he's got. He's got
That
bacon meatloaf.
I think each time you say that.
It does sound exceptionally frightening.
Well, so is Thunderbolts and Lightning, but they can't hurt you, and neither can Scrapple.
The lightning actually absolutely can hurt you. That is the thing that it can do.
And so can Thunderbolts, but yes.
My science teacher was hit by lightning in high school.
Yes, well, that's awful, but
Do they have any of those? Do they have any of those cool scars that you get when you get hit by lightning?
No.
No, bummer. What a waste.
should have at least taken the opportunity to carve something in his forehead or something, you know?
Come on.
He did talk about smoking pot in the middle of class, though. He said something about the lightning. He just wanted to start smoking pot after that.
So Howler begins dipping his hash browns into the ketchup and then staring at McGurk and eating them one by one. Eye contacted with McGurk the whole time.
I slurp my meat soup.
Oh my god, it's not that.
Sorry, my gooey centered God, I can't even talk about it. Never mind. I'm just eating corn dogs. McGurk's got corn dogs. Corn dogs and OJ.
Are they bacon wrapped corn dogs?
Yeah, one of them is.
Look, I hate to keep bringing us off topic, but I'm not actually into bacon wrapping stuff that much. It kind of just makes the bacon get wet. And
he's too lazy to wrap it in bacon, so he just has a plate of bacon and a plate of corn dogs, and he just takes a bite of corn dog and then takes a bite of bacon. And
yeah,
chews it up.
that's how you get crispy bacon, but you still have a corn dog with a solid, moist but not wet exterior.
Yeah.
Okay. Howler says, "We're an officer."
Is it lieutenant? I don't actually know what
Captain.
it is. Oh, captain.
I noticed that you're eating bacon and corn dogs for breakfast.
Notice that, did you?
I believe that several doctors have attempted to get you to eat a fully balanced nutritional meal so that you'll live well into your 80s.
You want to go, youngster? You want to see how well balanced I am right now?
He slams his tray on the table and pushes back his seat and stands up, and he's like, "You want to go, old man? I just walked out of a hospital, all right? I could still take you."
And you're aching to get back in one, aren't you? I slam my hands down and I stand up.
He's just like, "My wife and I are trying to keep you alive, okay, Grandpa?"
Well, if you want to live long enough to see me alive, you'll sit down.
He says, "You sit down."
I don't want to.
That's an order. Sit down.
No, now definitely no.
He turns toward Harry and he's like, "This is insubordination, sir."
I pick up another corn dog and another piece of bacon and I start eating standing up.
I just turn and look at them and like,
Wait, who's all here?
It's Howler.
No, is everybody?
Yes, you're all having breakfast
okay.
together.
I was like, well, it's kind of your fault. You know he's insatiable like that.
why are you attempting to drag me into this?
Acting like you never met me.
He's always the ornery sort. Although the meat slurry stuff is a little bit new.
That doesn't exist at this table, Major.
That's right.
We wrote that out of canon existence partway through.
I willed that out of existence because I just couldn't handle it.
Oh, okay.
I stick my tongue out like a child, and then I smear my corn dog that I have in my hand in his ketchup-y plate of goodness and take a bite out of it and walk off.
Tyler sits back down at the
all
table.
good-naturedly, like, you know, McGurk's not actually, you can tell if he was being serious, he wouldn't stick his tongue out.
You know, hash browns and ketchup isn't a real balanced breakfast either.
Besides,
So, yeah,
ketchup
he
is
nods and he's like,
revolting.
yes,
I'm
but
back just in time to hear that and to get my orange juice, and I'm like, yeah, and I take my orange juice and I leave again.
he turns toward you and says, Sergeant, I just got done getting a IV drip with some nutrient packs in the med bay. And I decided to have some solid food for once. But you're correct. Hey, and he's like speaking loudly. A normal human being would eat a balanced breakfast, especially when specifically requested to by their doctor.
In the distance, you just hear, nom, 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 nom.
So what happens is Haller is just like, yeah, and this plate is all carbs. He says it's just non-stop talking with his mouth full of hash browns. People are asking how old McGurk is. He was old enough that he was there when the clans invaded.
I'll tell you what I have on my character sheet.
He's ancient.
I have under age, I have the word old.
I mean, he's old enough he served in the War of 3039, but not old enough to have served in the Fourth Secession War, which gives you a 10-year window, essentially.
I think I generally say that he's late 50s, early 60s. But probably at this point, maybe like early 60s to mid 60s. I'd put him somewhere in that range.
But he could still whoop your ass, right?
He's in probably the best shape of anyone in the entire battalion. So it's hilarious to him that Howler is the only person in
I feel
the
like as you say
battalion
that, you run into Delta.
that will, and I just knock him aside like a schoolgirl. No, not really.
I feel like you run into him and wonder when someone painted a wall here.
Jesus Christ, son. Eat a sandwich. You're wasting away. I walk off.
So for the rest of you, Haller goes, so I heard you're taking out the big mechs today for the operation in the south.
Well, we are going to want something with a bit more firepower if we're going to put the clanners down. I say as I'm just reading a data pad with the morning reports and sipping coffee.
Yeah, I think that the morning reports are probably pretty good. Your adjutant has been cherry picking local news reports that speak positively of the unit, like, wow, I'm sure glad we're not enslaved under the clans anymore, or I love being able to eat a regular meal.
So I wouldn't want the cherry picked reports though. I'd want a data dump of everything.
All right, well, that's what she gives you. I mean, you can sneak onto the local HoloNet and just be like, all right, what's going on here? Yeah.
Oh, you want the
cherry picked information,
the depressing
does not
stuff,
give me
sir.
an
Here you go.
Yeah,
accurate
I mean,
depiction.
look, if you go out there, I mean, it is the depressing stuff. This planet is in the midst of a massive occupation and war right now, and there's lots of sporadic reports of, like, my neighbor was eaten by a super smoked jaguar, or elementals burst through my wall, and what the hell am I gonna do? Because no one is picking up at the command center.
Obvious tabloid journalism.
Oh God.
You're like, I need to see the real news, and then the bad news you just dismiss offhandedly. You're like, nah.
This is fake news.
I mean, if they're talking shit about getting eaten by giant cats or clanners behaving badly, that's don't really care about that much.
Yeah, I mean, the news reports condemning you have pretty much stopped, insofar as the people that would write such reports all refugeed out of the city to go to clan-held territory.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, I know. You're real shook up over it, I can tell.
Feel really bad about this.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Bummer.
So awful.
Bummerville population me.
Black Rabbit, I want to tell you that where Heavy 7 used to be seated is now Ronan sitting next to you, also eating the corn dogs that McGurk left.
No, I took the corn dogs with me. I left the bacon.
Okay, so what you see is every once in a while the bacon, like a slice, disappears, but when you look back, that same slice is still there, and Ronan picks that same slice up over and over again.
Is she doing anything else?
No, she's just sitting there, kind of locking eyes, staring at you while crunching on some bacon.
I think Black Rabbit just immediately gets up and leaves her breakfast and goes away.
Okay. Every mirrored reflective surface on the dropship where you could see behind you, you could see Ronan eating a piece of bacon following you. As you turn a corner, you reach that part of the ship where you painted the cotton-tailed Mona Lisa, and there are people that are like, they've set up a small shrine to it, like a little flower with some candles next to it. Someone is like on their knees openly weeping, and he's like, Father! Father! It's perfect. And they see you and they're like, oh, hey,
Play it cool, play it cool.
hey, Black Rabbit, how's it going?
Are you alright?
Your painting reminds me of my late father, who passed just before this operation began, and I never really got a chance to say goodbye, but every time I look at it, it reminds me of him. When I gaze into it, I can see him fishing by the lake.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's a gift. You don't mind that the dropship crew set up this shrine here. They wanted this to be a place of peace.
I don't mind at all.
Oh, you want me to promote you, Pondo? What are you doing?
I want to switch out the config.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what suspicious things are you doing? Suddenly the table just gets loaded with tons of different colored dice.
I don't know. That's probably also going to happen soon.
Oh, did
I
we
did
get
have
experience
multiple
for
colored
last
dice
session?
saved up for when I whip out the LBX 20.
Hey, whoa! Don't tell me about whipping it out, okay? Listen, what
Well,
you
don't take
do
it the wrong
privately,
way.
you do on your own time, okay?
Where did we get this cool avatar model?
Oh, someone made that.
I don't remember who made it, but
Yeah,
it's actually really cool.
Yeah, they made it a while ago.
That's awesome.
We had it for the last battle.
Did we?
Yeah. I think Pondo might have repainted it green or something now. It used to just be kind of shiny.
I didn't
It's still
repaint it
pretty
at all.
shiny. It's
Okay.
greenish, shiny.
It's always been shiny.
But
It's 'cause
now
of
it
the
just looks
material they
vaguely
use.
greenish to me.
It does look a little. Oops.
We should all just put our mouse cursors over it so no one else can see it.
Yeah, there we go.
It's the only way.
This is the way.
I had to figure out where I exported the EP, the JPEG.
Did we
That's
get
fine.
experience
Don't mind
for
me.
last session?
I.
That
don't
sounds
remember.
right. I mean, it almost
I think it
certainly
was
was
four, if
four.
we did.
That sounds like something I would say.
That's Arthur's standard number.
Look, you know, some people get Avogadro's number, and you know that's a night. You don't know about Avogadro's number?
I don't know what that is.
The largest number.
The largest number?
Yeah,
There can be such a thing?
yeah. I mean, no one's ever made a regular constant larger than it. It's 6.00214076 times 10 to the 23 places.
Sounds arbitrary.
I
Good. That gave me
believe.
enough experience to bump up my reflex, so now I'm a 2-3 pilot.
Ooh.
I believe Albert
Instead of a
Einstein
3-4.
asked that it be named Avogadro rather than him because it was such a big number and it was a huge pain in the ass.
I gotta decide if I want to make my strength 4 or my edge 4.
Hmm.
I don't really gain anything by increasing my strength, except for just being stronger than everyone else.
I mean, you get another point of punching people in the face when you punch people in the face.
It depends how it scales. I don't remember.
Not until you hit 5 do you get that extra point of damage, I believe. Off the top of my head.
I thought that melee weapons did their damage plus your strength.
Yeah, but it's plus your strength on a scale. It does.
Yeah.
It's not just straight up plus your strength.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Otherwise, I
Otherwise,
get stabbed with a
everyone would
knife
be
for
kung
more
fu
than a
fighting
rocket
in this
launcher.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone knows that, you know, anti-vehicle machine guns are terrible against people.
Because, pocket knives obviously do more damage than a sniper rifle.
Yeah, it's true.
Look, I'm working on the fix. I'm working on the fix, but only in my spare time.
Yeah, it's not a rip against you. I just cracking fun at the engine,
The game engine.
the game engine.
You should do a Dirty Devs about Catalyst Game Labs. Shadowrun 6th edition? What is this shit?
Jesus.
You're gonna make the
This
whole
time
world
with more
wireless?
six-sided dice.
Oh, I died inside when I said that. So, is there anything or anyone you want to talk to in the morning before the preparation mission to send you on your way south?
Nope.
Can I go tell Delta that I killed an elemental?
Yes. All right. So,
Didn't you kill 2?
Delta is in the gym working out. While some people would need to use, like free weights, he can one hand most of the free weights. So instead, he's lifting Battlemech plate armor.
He thinks
Hey.
he's so cool.
He's so cool just because he has synthetic genes.
I mean, technically, from that point of view, all genes are synthetic. That muscle's all natural, SidAlpha. He earned that muscle. So yeah, he sets the plates down and he says, "Oh, hey,
Guess what I did while we were gone?
painted something."
Well, that too. I killed an elemental when I was out of my battle mech.
Really?
with my grenade launcher.
I guess that makes you an elemental now.
Is that how it works?
Yes, that's how it works.
Like,
Come with me. I'm
actually
gonna
how it
stick you in the
works?
suit right now.
Oh, I don't know about
He
that.
stands up and he starts marching towards the battle armor bay. He's like, come on.
I think aren't elemental suits made for like really? I'm a little small.
Yeah, so he's like, oh yeah, like we'll have to resize the suit, but you'll fit in it.
But I'm supposed to be in my mech soon.
Listen, it'll only take a few minutes.
I guess I'll just walk with
He
him.
turns towards you and with a very serious face he says, are you not taking the honor of becoming that which you have killed?
I did not know that's how it worked.
That is
I'm a
absolutely
little
how it
shocked
works.
right now.
And I think that another former clanner turned bondsman stands nearby and it's just like, that's absolutely how it works. Completely straight-faced.
Oh,
I have a
is
feeling
that how
she's
all
being-
elementals become elementals?
I have
Yes.
a feeling she's being clanner trolled right
Yes,
now.
she is being clanner trolled. So the
But aren't you guys bigger than other?
yes,
clansmen?
we normally have to kill our fathers in order to earn our battle armor suits.
That's pretty messed up.
Yes. Fortunately, they can just clone a new one.
I wish they could clone my dad.
We can't. We have that technology back on Kolovrati. He would just be young enough to be your child instead, so that's a
I'm
weird.
not sure.
yeah. So yeah, Delta is definitely trying to get you to come to the battle armor bay.
I will walk with him.
Okay. There are a lot fewer suits and way fewer operatives. I mean, you lost something like 6 or 7 operatives in the city during a recent intelligence operation. So a lot of these suits are having someone remove the nameplate over top of its bay. And he moves to stand in front of one of the suits that's sized for the normal non-elemental members of his unit. And he says, go ahead, step inside. We'll get you strapped in.
Do you really want me to?
Do you
Someone
really
else's-
want to up your game? Become all that you can be? The elemental battlesuit is a weapons platform that is an extension of your body. As he says that, he flexes muscles. He's doing some Terry Crews right there, you know, pecs.
The peck pop?
Yes.
All right. I guess she'll go to get in the elemental suit.
I think that there's probably a tech somewhere that's like dying. He's laughing so hard throughout all of this.
She just doesn't want to offend him.
As you get inside, you know, you have to put your arms and legs into gauntlets and boots. And Delta is like, I really didn't think I'd be able to get you this far. We can close the thing up if you'd like to experience what being an elemental is for a few minutes.
What do you mean you didn't think you'd get me this far?
I was lying the entire time. I was jesting with you.
That's rude.
It might be rude, ma'am, but I want to point out that in the clans, such frivolous jokes are not part of our sense of humor.
I'm
So
very proud of you, though.
Trying the inner sphere way. It involves blatantly lying to people.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I am coming to terms with it.
Just let me know how you feel when you figure it out. I'm proud that you are trying new things.
Do you want to stay in the suit, or would you like to get out of it?
Is something bad going to happen to me if I close the lid of the suit?
Only if you become fatally injured. It'll pump some very serious drugs into your body.
I don't want drugs.
Well, I mean, don't get fatally injured while wearing the suit.
That's fair. I guess she'll just hop back out, though.
One day we'll make you an elemental.
I think I'm a little bit smaller than the other elementals in your group.
Just slightly.
So he says it's not all about size. If you put this kind of enhanced strength on someone with a level of flexibility and combat prowess, you'll get something, maybe not your stock elemental, but something different. Something other elementals won't be able to handle. Something 2 feet shorter.
A ninja rabbit elemental.
And art.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, at that point, Chia was passing by and she just writes something down on a notepad and then clicks the pen really loudly.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think Black Rabbit takes a moment to seriously consider that option.
I have to
What are
promote you
you doing?
again, Pondo? How can I have to promote you again?
Wouldn't let me switch it. I had to leave to do it myself, and then
I see.
I had to save the kit thing, then leave, then do it myself, and then
I
come
understand
back.
now.
I got it. It's okay. Oh, and I just threw it into your thing.
That's fine. Here you go. Well, now you're just throwing it everywhere. I want you to know that Pondo is just bringing things into existence on the tabletop right now. Just left and right, throwing them all over the place, too. So rude.
Apologies.
He just shows up at my table with a folder full of character sheets and then trips and spills them all over the battle area.
I only have like
6
total configs.
Fucking Omnimechs, goddammit.
We're all gonna have them in the next season.
We're
All Omnimechs all the
now.
time.
We're all on
Omni
the
all
next
the
now.
time.
Cotton is gonna pilot a Hunchback 2C.
Omnimechs and elemental suits.
That's right.
Everybody's gonna have a Omni-Mech, and I'm gonna stick with the Marauder.
What can we get you in a Marauder 2C?
Don't know what the difference is.
It's the clan
laser
version of
boat.
the Marauder 2.
It's also a laser boat, I believe.
It's the classic Marauder loadout, but clanier.
No.
So it's exactly like the Marauder 2, but better.
Yeah, pretty much.
Generally, when you say the word clan, that's what that means.
Not if I listen to the two of you. Everybody's like, ugh, clan. Ugh.
Well, yeah, but we don't like them because they're universally better. And they got no
can
character,
have
man.
everything great and no downfalls of it. Oh, sign me up.
Eat, motherfucker. Classic Battletech does not see a lot of overheating. But man,
Are you sure? Because there's like a ton of mechs that just melt when you shoot everything.
very few. Clan mechs will basically always overheat.
That's not true.
Mine won't.
What, your custom Timberwolf?
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically not even clan anymore. I mean, your dirty inner sphere butt has been sitting in it for so long. You have an Ultra AC20 on your configuration. I'm disgusted with you.
It's okay. I got an LBX20.
What the fuck, Pondo?
I got the dice to bring in too, so it's okay.
Just bring the dice in now so that they're on the table for later.
All right.
I have a Gauss rifle.
There you go. All
Yeah,
cuddled
Gauss
together.
rifle. Listen, no one's complaining about Gauss rifles. Gauss rifles are fine. The only one complaining about Gauss rifles are Pondo. Oh, I don't want to go insane from a headshot. The mad.
That's a reasonable want, I would think.
Chat is counteracting me. They're coming up with 3025 mechs that will overheat. What do you got for me? Black Knight, Warhammer.
A Marauder?
Catapult won't overheat if you're treating that thing right.
It can still overheat if you fire everything.
Yeah, if you're firing everything in a catapult, you're too close.
You're at least 9
That's
hexes
fair.
away.
Got an
It's
answer
just too
for
close.
everything, this guy.
And it was snappy too. Wow. All right. Chat is just filled with people listing mechs now.
Awesome is very difficult to overheat.
Yeah, I was gonna say the AS7 D and K would probably be pretty tough.
It has 20. What is it? 28 heat sinks? No, it's 27 heat, something like that. And it only builds like 3 heat if you stand still and shoot all the PPCs at once. Never mind.
Don't even tell me about the Jenner chat, okay? Don't even tell me about Jenners, all right?
Tell him about it, chat.
I am the actual king of Jenners. No one in Battletech has ever piloted as many Jenners as I have.
It's a bold statement.
I agree that is true.
With little to no evidence to back it up.
I also agree that that's true. Is someone trying to set up Sid's Dice Storm? Is that what I'm looking at here?
No, I'm trying to get them in order, but the snapping thing is psyching me out. Don't worry about it.
Well, I'll just turn the snapping thing off.
No, it's fine. We need it.
No, I'm turning it off right now.
Actually, I can just turn off the snapping on the dice. It's fine.
Yes. They are. It's already turned off. Why do your dice look like a rainbow threw up on my table?
It's because they're all the separate hit locations for whenever I hit.
Oh my god.
With the cluster.
Yep. All right. I understand how this works now. Ugh. Oh, so bad.
It's to speed up that process.
Yeah, I understand. It's just painful to look at.
I at least came prepared. I do nothing else this season. This is the last thing I can do. I will be happy.
Very well. I'd like to give it. No, go ahead.
If I never fire another cluster shot again, I'll be happy.
I would like to give a quick shout out to Black Pants Legion and Text Talks. Just in case you need to learn the elementals of elementals and everything else Battletech lore related, consider going on YouTube to Black Pants Legion and looking for the Text Talk playlist. So you got something to add?
He actually just released a new video yesterday. It is fantastic. It is long, but it definitely gives you a metric ton of information on the clanners, and I'm in it.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Just in the ending credits is a little joke segment cameo spot, but yeah, I'm in it.
Come on, that's awesome.
Are you doing your Harridan voice? Is that it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just talking normally.
I said I knew that. I specifically said it's about the elements of elementals. That's what I got. I actually like Periphery Dixie, by the way.
Yeah, people are asking where I'm at. It's yes, it's after the ways after the discount Dan bit. It's basically a series of answering machine messages.
Seems legit.
But he's got the voice actor for Duncan Fisher in there, and me, and a few other people.
That's it. That's all I got. It's a quick Text Talks shout out. People who had lost their mind over the MR Civil War thing, though.
Those were some amazing, really well done videos.
Well, we really need...
Yesterday was May the 20th, which is the anniversary of the Battle of Tukid.
The victory at Battle of Tukid, yeah.
Victory of the Battle of Tukid.
Yeah. Let's give a shout out to all of our Word of Blake brothers, 1,052 years in the future. We'll lay down their lives. Yeah, pay your phone bill.
Ugh, I don't wanna.
That's too bad. They also control the banking system.
Control the banking system, their phone bill, your job board.
This is all I'm asking for in the future is like a 2Kid, but like the Gettysburg movies where they're just like, dearest Clara, I was on the front lines today thinking of you. like Battletech told by letters from the soldiers.
I will be back in some time a few years ahead. I hope you are well.
Wow.
Sign yours.
We're just going to transplant Pondo to be our permanent Confederate soldier talking piece guy.
what I live for.
To pretend to be the Confederacy?
No, that's not true.
Okay,
no.
good.
I think I had a chance to be part of the reenactments at one point. Yeah, I didn't take it.
It's probably a good call. They're like LARPers.
I probably would have been incredibly bored.
Reenacting is LARPing, but for people that already know how it's going to end.
And you take it way too seriously.
Well, that's LARPing, period.
That's LARPing in general.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I've never seen a LARP.
Take Vampire the Masquerade LARPers, but give them a script.
I drove by one once.
I mean, look, the best ones are almost always the ones that are run by like state parks and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
You get the weirdos out of the way.
Yeah, Rad doesn't know about any of this stuff because they don't do reenactments of Texas. They just actually invade Mexico on a regular basis.
You know, you're sitting around on a Friday night, you got nothing to do.
Grab a couple of the boys, get a shotgun, and boom.
You got a couple of Red Bulls on your system, you know? Got to do something.
All right. Is there anything else we want to do before the mission briefing?
No, I'm good.
I have completely derailed my own show. In my defense, I am missing a pint of blood for my precious veins.
Yeah, you kind of need like, as long as you didn't lose another pint, you'd be all right.
You know what they say, you can lose a liter of blood and not die.
That's
quickly.
not true.
Immediately.
Yeah,
correct.
So I think the next scene that we see is you're all standing underneath a poster of Star Captain Menace, who's like raising his fist, and in his fist he's got the Star League's Cameron Star, and you know, it's like the villain poster to make Thanos look good. And somebody's just like, why are you hanging that up in the briefing room? And then we cut sideways to the four of you seated around a table across from Lieutenant... Gosh, I always forget this guy's name. Darius Gladen Bigglesby Van Dorn. I hope with a name that long you can understand why I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So he's got a briefing packet and he says, Colonel, I think that this is the best that we are going to get. I've been able to secure enough ground transport for my men, and I believe that several hundred of us will be able to deal with the 50 or more elementals that we expect at the target location. Now, there is a plan that my people have been working on. We believe that we can... How shall I put this? We can aggress the elementals into leaving their prepared locations and coming out to fight us. That would leave you to be able to directly engage their mechs without needing to worry about elemental support. We've been using some of the spare weaponry from your mech bay in order to technicalize our transports, and we'd like to borrow your APCs as well. We also think it would be excellent if we brought your field artillery with us. My understanding from your coordinating officer is that you have plenty of Arrow 4 ammunition remaining, so we'd like to also borrow some of your Arrow 4 tag packs. We're going to try to fit them to the trucks and run them off of the internal combustion engines in order to call in spot attacks on bunkers.
Sounds like you've thought this through well.
We have been fighting them for 9 years.
You may proceed.
And we've been doing so in a cave with rifle ammunition.
With a box of spare parts.
Okay, he's not Tony Stark.
And you walk barefoot across the snow, both ways, uphill. And we liked it.
He says, we will of course give your mechs priority with Arrow 4 fire.
No, you're good.
We don't know the kind of mechs that you might be facing, but a unit of this type should not be underestimated. While many clan warriors seek for maximum individualized combat, I think you will find that Nova and Supernova formations emphasize teamwork in order to keep the combined arms part of the unit together. You may find yourself coming under massed fire, solid formation movement,
Oh, that's quite all right. We'll just have Banditos speak with them, and their formations will collapse in anger and hatred.
I'm not sure if I should take that as a compliment or an insult.
Yes.
It's an insult. It's an insult.
The lieutenant is just nodding like, what an incredible power you have.
Very well.
All right.
Looks like you've thought this through rather well. You may proceed.
Very well, sir. We shall await you mounting your mechs. I will get my men into our transport and the hover APCs.
Very good. Any questions? Anyone? Concerns, comments, objections? Anyone have to go to the bathroom?
I'll walk off.
One of the dropship technicians is like, I would like to be dismissed to go to the bathroom, sir.
Denied.
All right, just take the mason jar and go to the corner, do your business.
That's not sanitary in any way.
He says
uncivilized.
That's not sanitary.
Bandito is still pretending he's a Civil War reenactor with the mason jar. Listen, there are a lot of really great scenes in Band of Brothers, but the one where he sprays the guy with his own bits to wake him up, that will always be fundamentally the greatest scene of that entire series. What a jackass.
You and your men will essentially have full access to the Aero 4s. None of our mechs are currently equipped with it at the moment.
Oh, well, are you sure that's wise? My understanding is that your battle tactics pretty much revolve around Aero 4 fire, like massed Aero 4. Like, he brings out pictures of Aero 4s raining from the sky in every recent engagement.
We'll hopefully have Pavel available to cause distraction.
We are dragging the artillery
Okay.
with us, so it will be available to some extent.
Very well. Everyone, let's mount up. See if we can kick these clanners off this planet.
So I know we've talked about this, Rad, but I just want to give you a chance to describe heating up the super frozen core of the king crab and its arms.
Yeah, so if you imagine, it's basically the crab is kept in perpetual cryo freeze, essentially. It's no accident that this is only the second or third time we've seen it activated on the show, because it's literally an ancient machine that's been absolutely
bastardized,
dissected, and then rebuilt. And I mean, bastardized is probably a good word for it, right?
I mean, it had the Billy Wyndham Williamson the fourth touch,
right? It's been expertly bastardized, but bastardized nonetheless. It's had all of its aging Star League Defense Force components kind of stripped away and then rebuilt with this new generation of modern technology that is really kind of an imitation of what it was originally made out of, right? So it's very finicky. It's almost like a Millennium Falcon-esque situation where it's constantly on the verge of complete failure, but also performs at an unexplainably high level because it's got all of this additional stuff tacked onto it. So it's essentially kept frozen. So it's constantly sheathed in a light coat of ice. And it's got, whenever you walk into the bay and you get near where the crab is, the temperature drops several degrees because Billy's got giant air units just constantly blowing sub freezing air on it at all times. to keep its older components preserved, and also to keep its like way overclocked core in a normal state, so that because when they power it on, it runs so hot that it's super coolant that it's kept in it. Basically, it allows it to power on without immediately tripping like a cascade of failures. So it's a lot like when I always imagine the scene in Apollo 13, right? The old, like, what 1996 or whatever the movie is, when they launch it, right? They have all the dramatic music and the things of all the gantries like breaking away and all the sheets of ice that fall off the Saturn V rocket as it lifts off. That's kind of like what the crab is like when they power it on. So, I mean, as it starts to heat up, the ice starts to break away. And of course, like Arthur said, this was brilliant that he came up with this. Butch McGurk does like the, you know, how you...
I think Billy's he's like, all right, hit me with it. Give me the clackers.
Yeah. Anytime you barbecue and you get the clackers out, you got to give them some test clacks.
You have to, exactly 3, no more, no less.
So, you know, the big claws slam up against each other and ice goes everywhere as he gives it the test clacks on each claw. And it starts to come alive as all the LED systems start to kick on, and they refract in all kinds of like cool ways as the light travels up the mech and goes through like the remaining sheets of ice and stuff as they all fall away. So it's a pretty dramatic scene as this ancient war machine comes to life, resurrected again to do battle. I equated it to like a mammoth being like brought back to life and coming out of like an ice flow.
Ba, 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 ba.
Every time they turn it on, they're like, please turn on, please turn on, please turn on, please turn on.
You hear it clank several times, you wait to hear it again.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, you're like, okay, it's fine.
The clacking is like deafeningly loud. It's these huge, like triple strength Mechwarrior claws just like snapping shut with an incredible amount of force.
Imagine when the engine turns on, does that thing with some engines just goes, there's suddenly a really loud, unnerving bang. You're like, oh god, the engine's gone. Then it keeps going.
Yeah.
As you exit the mech bay, Billy's automatic performance system turns on. Trumpets begin playing. You've removed the fireworks and glitter cannons and all of that stuff, but the exterior LED lights begin lighting up in a light show, and music is playing over your external speakers, and Billy's just like dancing in a circle in the mech bay because he's like, oh, still works, I still got it. Then he has to dodge sideways because the avatar's foot lands near him, and like his body and the floors are separated by about 2 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What option are you running this time, Pondo? Because I know you just switched up from your previous avatar build.
Yes, I'm bringing the OHM, the hole maker, so to speak.
The what?
The hole maker.
The hole maker. Okay.
Yeah, it has an LBX-20.
All right.
With like loads of ammunition that I probably shouldn't be carrying for an AC-20, but you know what? I thought, why not?
Does it have case?
It does.
Okay. I was gonna say,
actually,
you don't want to
the avatar is hardwired with case. So
I was gonna say, you definitely do not want to have that much 30 rounds of AC-20 ammunition without case.
It's hardwired with 2 medium lasers and 2 case on each torso.
I store all of my ammunition in my head's remaining critical slot. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, if you get shot there and you hit a critical spot,
you probably chances are you're dead anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you got way worse things to worry about.
I mean, it's not like there's like 2 slots to hit the cockpit in critical space. You know, it's just 1 spot to hit the cockpit, and you hit that and you're just dead.
I'm gonna ask you a question that pains me deeply internally.
Yeah.
Why do you have both a large laser and an ER large laser?
For different distances of poking.
Ah, I see. You didn't think
for
it was
versatility, Arthur?
2 ER large lasers?
About?
No.
Versatility. The whole point of an Omnimech is to create a singularized machine with only one purpose.
Or a flexible dynamic platform that can engage a number of different threats in tactical
Okay,
environments.
Zoids, get out of here. Everyone knows machines are made with a single purpose. Flexibility, that's for losers.
And 30-25.
That's weak talk for no strengths.
It's definitely more towards the close combat range.
Get over your fear of commitment, Rad.
It's essentially I say 4 more heat when I switch to the large laser. Which,
Okay.
Even then, at 15 hexes, I can shoot with both just fine, and then I just turn the one large laser off for the rest of the time, essentially.
So the 4 of your mechs travel in a 2x2 square formation in front of a V wave of off-road vehicles that are rooster tailing an enormous amount of dirt and dust into the air. And they're in a double line of the V. And some of them seem to be military professionals. Mostly the ones that have been stuck in the APCs, but for some of the technical trucks, you've got Draconis Combine militia soldiers who are hanging out the side while the truck is in motion in the bed, like raising their rifles and firing off a few rounds, doing some Draconis Combine version of a Rebel Yell, which I imagine is still just a Rebel Yell. Excited to be out in the field for the first time in 9 years to kill some clanners.
Gotta eat those haws.
Yeah, look. It can't be like Kenneth Cross. He yeet his last haw.
Shame.
I feel like there's
That's
probably
for the
a
best.
flag with Kenneth Cross's face on it that's on top of one of the vehicles.
That's maddening. Yeah, agony.
He was like, I went to psychological to deal with my hatred of Kenneth Cross, and I got out of it by lying. Now I'm still mad all the time.
He's less paranoid, not as much, but
Only because you can't have multiple levels of paranoia in the system. There's only one. It takes most of the day, and you're about an hour from nightfall when you start picking up the expected sensor signals of the resupply base that this Nova functions out of. Your vehicle team begins speeding up. Some of them even try hot dogging by walking in between your mech's legs. So I'd like everyone to make a piloting check real quick.
I immediately crush them. Okay.
Can I intentionally fail? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
Thinking
look,
about
if you want to step on them intentionally, that's a very different roll, but it's still piloting.
Ooh, I got a 4.
Rolled an 8.
What dice am I allowed to use? I have so many dice.
If you want to use the rainbow dice,
I
go
would
right
say
ahead.
red or white dice will be perfectly
I'm just gonna
fine.
click the button. I rolled a 6.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
Did you immediately take the pink?
Oh shit, Cotton just stole your pink dice.
Get fucked.
You rolled double ones, Cotton?
Yep.
Okay, I mean, you definitely 100% step
Rapier, dead.
on. Yeah, I mean, do you want to use Edge to reroll or anything?
I guess.
Use your lucky.
Wow. Oh, you are in a mech. You could use your lucky.
Oh, I wasn't sure what could use lucky for.
I'll allow
anymore.
it. Yeah, you're in. Wow.
Sure, I'll lucky.
You get to lucky when you're in the mech. Okay, that's how it works.
I got 2 6.
What the
Double
fuck?
six.
How do you go from double 1 to double 6?
With luck.
Not only does she not step on him, she steps and reveals like a gold vein in the ground that we could come back and mine later.
Kind of like,
Steps.
I'm so
Oh,
tired of
look
this
at
shit.
that. She just accidentally, with her heel, she just accidentally uncovered some ancient lost tech. That,
Oh man, it's tripped over like a det cord that somehow was attached to explosives that were all over the remaining clan mechs. Incredible.
Yeah, we store all of our explosives on our own body.
Yeah, exactly. They're carrying them around in like Hello Kitty backpacks. Mech-sized Hello Kitty backpacks.
That reminds me of the last episode of Warhammer where I called
You
Sid and I was
actually
like,
had a bunch of
I'm
explosives strapped to
carrying
you.
a whole bunch of bombs strapped to my body and I'm too weak to get them off. And Sid is like, I stand there laughing for 10 minutes and I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna die.
Demolition charges there for precision exploding on your person.
That was a crazy episode.
Yeah.
We almost committed so much
I'm
heresy.
amazed you lived. Holy crap.
I'm just that good, you know?
Good thing you had that art hostage.
Oh, Jesus, you and this art. SidAlpha is the one holding the art hostage.
It is Sid
He's
now,
not
Sid.
sending a description to the artist from what I hear. Sid is like,
I
that's not
wasn't
true.
where I needed to.
Oh my goodness, Sid. James is trying to
I don't
remind you
even
at the
know who
beginning
the
of the last
artist-
2 episodes.
I don't even know who the artist is.
All right, talk to James after the show.
You'll need to give him
Set a
I'll give you
reminder
your
with
email.
your-
Besides, I thought I already provided a description. I thought James would have relayed it.
All right, I don't know. We'll see.
Oh.
James is in chat, so I'm sure he'll pipe up at some point.
He did. He says facepalm.
I completely believe Sid. I have never in my life had trouble getting a description from Sid.
Oh my God. Are you sure you didn't put the elemental suit on for that?
I'm feeling a little singled out here.
That's the
I think
kind of
mostly-
savage alpha strike.
I've never failed to get a description from Sid, but the description has always been like, whatever you want. I don't care.
There's been more than once on one shots where I got the description from Sid the day we were doing the one shot. Sometimes
I
during
work
the
a lot.
intros of the one
During
shot.
the intro. Yeah.
I work a lot. I'm sorry.
Stupid day job.
Sorry.
So you are just about to step on one of these vehicles that is zooming in between your legs with your massive marauder paws, and you stop, and the whole mech like wobbles for a moment. The car zooms up under it, and then they go around for a joyride, and they donut around your stopped leg, not the one that you're holding in the air, before going away. And then they hit the horn on the truck, and it's like pop 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 pop. You bring your foot down. Everyone is very impressed.
They hit that marauder toe and go into a sweet barrel roll.
They roll, showing off the capability of a crossover SUV.
Yeah.
Can I get whoever is scouting for your lance to make a sensors roll? I don't think it's called sensors anymore.
I don't think there's sensors in this system. But
Well, I think it's now called communications.
I can certainly do that.
I cannot.
Yeah, I was oddly saddened. by
Oh
the
no, it's
fact
called
that
tracking.
It's called tracking.
Yep, it's called tracking.
Interesting.
Yep.
I think I have that.
Give me a roll.
Well, let me make sure what I need to roll.
Intelligence based.
I do have tracking. Okay. It's a +5. Uh, 8 + 5 is 13.
Okay. You detect 5 clan mechs. I'm gonna go ahead and reveal them because you got it by enough to reveal their configurations as well.
Only 5? That's concerning. Is there supposed to be like 10? Oh no, it's 2. Okay, I know what's going on. I don't like it, but I know what's going on.
Stone Rhino,
Oh, fucking
Nova.
God, a behemoth.
Nova Cat, Nova Cat A.
They're all Omnimechs too. Yeah.
That's how Novas work. You need to be an Omnimech in order for
Yeah, because there's going to be a
elementals
star
to clamp
of
onto them.
elementals. Yeah.
But you're already getting reports from your infantry that they are successfully pulling the elementals away by broadcasting. So they've got broadcasts of like stringing up an elemental and hanging them from a light post. And it seems to have thoroughly banditoed the elementals in their direction.
That's good.
I don't like that's a thing, but it's a fair assumption.
They say that over the radio. We banditoed them good. Run away.
How did they learn that? Who told them?
Did you know some of these mechs were damaged, Arthur?
They're not damaged. I haven't finished setting them.
Okay.
I don't think we're gonna get to the start of the actual combat tonight. I think we're gonna just do some stuff. So I'm doing the reveals of the mechs right now because folks at home like it when I show the minis for them. Unfortunately, despite the Stone Rhino looking really badass, no one has managed to make it in Tabletop Simulator, but it basically looks like 3 giant guns. We got that classic Nova look with the laser fists, mounting 6 ER medium lasers on each arm. We've seen a couple of these things. Nova Cat, which are basically giant laser platforms with PPCs. And the Nova Cat A, which is 4 ER large lasers tied to a targeting computer that can fire forever. The Avatar, which is facing the wrong direction, so instead we get a look at that butt. Look at those actuators. That's like a shelf. Sid apparently painted his Mad Cat right here. No, put the size back down.
I try to make it a scale, you know.
Stop. You guys both have AC-20s. You're such a pain in the ass.
Mine's less threatening.
I feel pretty threatened by it. Cotton's Marauder 2, which is basically like the Stone Behemoth but slightly smaller, and Rad, who took the King Crab, and it's still much larger than it. We got the clacker arms here. Let's see if we can get a zoom in on those clackers. Yeah.
Battletech.
Yeah. Perfect. And just for the folks at home, if this is your first episode, the battle value of this machine is 6,247, which is essentially 2 assault mechs in 1. Which is why you're facing so many heavy and assault clan mechs.
Look, it's not actually that high because that's not what's on the sheet. Is not his actual gunnery and piloting skill, so that's not an accurate battle value on that sheet.
Battle value is actually higher.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it is, but it's lower.
Oh yeah, it's got gunnery 1, piloting 2.
Oh yeah, the Behemoth's like almost like a Devastator loadout with jump jets.
Yes. But it doesn't have 2 Gauss rifles, 2 PPC.
It has 2 Gauss rifles and 2 large pulse lasers, which do about the same as PPCs, except better. Interspheres wise, that is.
ER PPCs are the shit. You want to hit somebody in the head and kill them instantly.
Let me see. I could tell you what its actual battle value is here if you give me a second. Gotta open up the actual sheet.
So, just for a note, several of the mechs on my side can jump. Like everything but the Nova Cat Prime.
Well,
I noticed that most of them are also faster than the whole Lance.
Yes.
Except for the crab.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
if
clan mechs for you.
You want to deliver elementals, you need to do so in a timely fashion. So, Sid, we are going to go ahead and make a tactics roll in order to determine who picks which side of the battlefield to come in on. It's been a long time since we've done this. Wow, that popped up. Long time since we've done this particular part.
15.
God damn it. I don't know why I bothered trying. Nothing matters.
That's a grim way to look at it.
You know what? You're a grim way to look at it.
I'm fine.
I mean, I have a +7 in my tactics roll, and I have that special ability that allows me to
No, not for that's for
that's leadership.
Yeah, that's
you're
not for this.
Leadership.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a +7 to tactics?
Yeah.
Or
okay. You just dumped into that, I guess.
13, so it's still lower. Okay, you get to pick which side of the playing area you all come in on, and I come in on the opposite side. So, I mean, you know, you got 2 big choices, horizontal, vertical. How do you want to do this? Feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Well,
Brad is currently on Discord. James, what should we do?
well, currently,
James is saying the enemy configuration is all long range.
Yeah.
they're all long range, but we don't want them to be short range because they're carrying the elementals.
They're not carrying elementals currently.
Oh, they're not?
The
Okay.
elementals are detached and are fighting your infantry force.
Okay, well, then never mind.
Jump on our side? Is it just me and Cotton?
No, pretty much all of us can jump.
Everybody can jump. Okay,
Everybody can
excellent.
jump. So it might behoove us to think about doing it short ways rather than long ways.
No jump. Jump.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. Because
Because pretty much all of them except for one can jump.
They've got a lot of long range hurt and
Yeah.
more mid to short range. So that
I
would
feel
make
like
sense.
this portion of the map is what we want to do. Because I feel like over here is a little more open. So I feel like if we can get the fight going over here, we can bob and weave and get close a little bit better.
We're mainly talking about what edge we want to come in on.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Do we
So
want to come in over here?
Well, if you want to try to focus it here, we might want to come in over here.
well, yeah, they're so much faster. I'm feeling like we want to start on the side that we want to fight on. We don't want to have the necessity of trying to cross the map while they shoot at us with their superior range. We want to get all like tucked away and let them come to us. And I feel like this side of the map has better tuck away places, like right here or right here.
Well, we can all do that if we enter in this side and just jump down there immediately.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we could all just jump down there immediately and hide away.
I mean, let
They
me know
try
if you
to
guys are
close.
thinking something else. This also has kind of some interesting elements over here. Being able to jump doesn't give us any advantage really in this fight because they can all jump too.
Well, one of them can't jump.
Mexican. No, two of them can't jump.
Is it two? I thought it was just one. No, it's just one.
Just the Novacat Prime. Everything else should be able to. Yep, got that 100-ton clan jumper right there. For when you want to get DFA'd.
We have a 100-ton IS jumper.
Actually, we have two.
Is the Marauder 100 tons?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, see, we have two, Arthur, so get ready.
So what's going to happen is the King Crab gets jumped on with the DFA, but then Cotton DFAs the guy on top of the King Crab. So it's like it's a King Crab, Stone Rhino, Marauder sandwich. And the King Crab collapses under the weight.
Let's say the King Crab is crushed like a soda can.
Like a tin can. It gets spaghetti-fied as if it was wandering near a black hole. So, do you have a side that you'd like to enter on?
We probably should do it long ways because Cotton's probably want to sit in the back. Just coming through that side.
Okay, let's just do that then.
Okay, so you're doing it long ways and you're deploying from this side of the map?
Yeah, and she
Okay.
can actually get pretty decent line of sight over that way. Or she could just go to the center.
For future reference, Arthur, the Crab's actual battle value is 5,076.
So it's 1,000 less?
Yeah.
That sounds
But for
ridiculous.
actual reference, this battle is a bit more even than I originally anticipated because I used the battle value right off your sheet.
Well, we've known that that's not accurate this entire season.
That could be true, but I was not thinking about it last night.
That's okay. We'll just have to roll better.
I love that it's Sid saying that. It would have been anyone else could have said it, and I'd believe it. All right, let me get this.
What do you think? I bumped up my reflex so I can be a 2-3.
Did you bump up your reflex?
Yeah.
When'd you do that? Are you actually a
about
2-3?
an hour and a half ago, or about an
Are you-
hour ago?
Are you actually
That's what he asked
2-3?
for, how much experience he had.
Yeah.
Because the conversion is different in this.
I was a 3-4 before. I increased my reflex, which increased both of those by 1.
The conversion is different. I'll send you the
just
conversion.
going by
chart.
what it says on my sheet. So don't rain on my parade yet. Just wait.
I'm downpouring.
Well, fine. I wasted my experience then. Good.
You didn't
to
waste
know.
it.
That's what he did to me the first time I finished my character sheet, thinking I was a 3-3, and he's just like, no, it converts different, even though he helped me make it.
I didn't help.
You did too.
I don't
You
recall.
did too.
Wow, you went from I didn't help to I don't recall. One day you're gonna make an excellent city mayor. Sid, I believe we have a roll to make, sir. My initiative score is 8-11.
$12.
Sure you don't want to re-roll that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could re-roll the 1.
I was gonna say,
if
I
you
thought
want
maybe
to.
I could trick you into that. Stone Rhino. Alright, I have deployed one. I gotta deploy a second one though. Give me a sec. Okay. You guys are up.
All right, I'll go.
Well, I guess Sid already deployed.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Dang it.
He was muted, and he said, I'll deploy.
Enthusiastically. Now it's just me.
He was very excited about it.
Well, that's
It's
what
hard
you
to
get.
imagine Pondo
That's what you
excited
get for
about
raining
anything.
on my parade.
Oh, sorry, I don't want him to go.
That's fair. I deserved it. I accept this.
The prime, right? Yes, it is. All right, you guys are up.
I'll deploy.
There you go.
I was less excited than the first time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still felt it was pretty excited, especially for Pondo.
Should have heard the first one.
I should have heard the first one.
I deployed.
See that? Well, you know what they say. Anything you can do, I can do much worse. I can do anything much worse than you.
That is what they say.
Facing the right direction? Now it's backwards. This new shadow drop thing is really fucking weird.
I like it, and it is weird. It takes a little bit to get used to.
All right, you guys are up.
Shadow drop? What are you talking about?
Pick up your king crab and get ready to drop it somewhere.
Okay.
So long as it has snapping and grid to it, you'll see like a little shadow following it.
Yeah, you don't have it. All right, let me enable it for you, and then you'll see it.
That's not my spot, by the way. I just moved it because.
Right. Okay, pick it up again.
Oh my god! What the hell?
Are you seeing the second king crab on the board? Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fucking weird, right?
it's actually pretty cool. I like
Yep.
it.
It's terrible.
It's nice.
But also interesting.
I think it's nice.
We don't see it. Only you do.
It's unnecessary, but it's kind of cool.
Where is this shadow drop?
I'll get it for you, Sid. I've got to enable.
You have to turn it on your piece, the snap and grid.
All right, pick up your
see it.
mech now, and then move
Should we
it
all
around.
stay together?
Oh, look at that.
You want to?
I'm gonna stay over here and kind of like we'll stay packed up for now. I think. Relatively, it's not like we ever play real tight, but.
Okay.
I was just gonna run up the center and see what happens.
That has never worked out poorly for anybody on either side of battle. All right, I am fully placed.
Actually, haven't I said that the crab is black?
I mean, the avatar clearly is painted in the American stars and bars.
You can go into play.
I know. I'm
With the call sign Mordred.
Right, you apparently stole Cotton's exact spots. Just
Wow. I mean, that's what happens when you're jumping around in assault mix. I am going to de-size that king crab. It's way too big. Now it's more in line with the other mix. That's it. Time for outros.
Okay. They're wanting to stay back there, aren't they?
Who knows?
That's not nice.
You have a whole week to come up with a theory on how they're going to react. I'll be going to Grim Dark for tactical advice. I'll be like, James, I want to beat the players this time around. How do I do it?
Well, you already got a good start.
I should do that, actually.
Give them all at least 20 edge and all 1/2s.
Only one of them has edge.
Uh,
And one of them has that jump jet mastery thing that you guys have. Yeah, the Stone Rhino has jump jet mastery. What are you knowing about?
Less beneficial on a Stone Rhino.
Well, you know what?
I mean, ideally, you'd want to just sit still and just be like, ha 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 ha.
Ooh, ha, ooh, ha.
Please reveal your head so I can shoot them off for you.
Speaking of outros, Cotton, let's do your outro.
Hi, I'm Cotton. I doodle and stuff. You can find me on AP's Tuesday night show, his Thursday night show, and Pondothemad Sunday night. Just all. So.
That's Hunters of Ulvern on twitch.tv/Pondothemad Sunday at 8, right?
Yes.
Okay, I understand. Battletech Season 4, Episode 23. Save. You know, speaking of people who will appear in Episode 23, let's talk to SidAlpha.
Hello. Yes, thank you everyone for coming and hanging out with us for a bit tonight. Yeah, I'll be back on Saturday for some Warhammer 40k with Pondo and APGamingREAL and Grimdark James and Atomic. And I will be hopefully getting a new video out on my channel tomorrow. And yeah, apparently I'm in the latest Tex Talks Battletech at the end. So you should go watch that and give him some support because he does an amazing job. That's me. That's what I got going on.
Pondo the Mad.
I am Pondo or Pondo the Mad. You can catch me YouTube or Twitch /Pondo the Mad, or you can catch me here this Saturday with 40k with Sid, where I am the Road Traeger, and I do indeed yell at people to do things better. It's actually worked out pretty good majority of the time. I have my own show on Sunday nights of Hunters of Ulvern. It's a 5e Gestalt game where I am the DM. And there's also the occasional time when Board Game Cult comes out where we play board games.
Listen, I forgot to run Board Game Cult for 2 weeks, but I swear I'm working on a guest for this week. Or next week, I should say.
It's not more so you forgot, it's more so you wanted to use the time for your planning and GM prep.
The first time, I forgot. The second time, I actually did need to use that time.
Fair enough.
Look, there's nothing wrong with forgetting how to run a show every once in a while. Otherwise, I'd be out of business.
What?
Fair enough.
I don't know how to run shows, Rad. I get worse at this as time goes on. I skip steps. I'm lucky I remember to hit the record button every time. Oh boy, the old days where you had to chop the VOD up on Twitch and export it in 15-minute blocks to YouTube. That's Skulls and Shackles days for sure. Jade Regent.
Good times.
Jesus.
I'm gonna go back and watch some of those shows.
Please don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna watch them, and I'm gonna start talking about them a lot in Discord, so I can get as many other people to go watch them as well.
Everything is painful thinking about back then. Look, I just redid the audio for the stream like 3 or 4 months ago so that everyone was balanced. And that, I think, sounds a lot better. I think I made a pretty serious difference in the quality. I finally figured out how to put Sid and Cotton on the same level, which is that took some galaxy brain stuff. Required doing all of the old stuff that I did and removing it and then doing new stuff. Rad, speaking of galaxy brain stuff, let's do your outro.
Hey, I'm Raddosaurus. You can find me in 1 week from today on this show again, and that's it. Yeah, I had fun tonight. It was a short session. I hope everybody who's tired gets some well-deserved rest. I would have been perfectly pleased as pie to continue playing, but that's absolutely fine. I have some other stuff that I probably should be doing anyway, so I'm gonna procrastinate from doing that instead of doing this. I'll find some different way to procrastinate from it. Yeah, that's it really. I don't know. There was some discussion in chat as to what my mech is named, and I had not previously given that any thought. And I don't think Butch McGurk is really the kind of guy to, like, of course mechs get named, but I don't know that he's really the kind of guy that would like call mechs by their names. Like he doesn't name his gun or anything like that and call it Old Betsy. He's just
motherfucking Irene.
This is my gun. He would just call it the crab. That's what he would refer to it as. But the crab's name is definitely Tamatoa, like undoubtedly. What other epic mythic crab from
crab
Peloponnesian mythology could he possibly be named after? So 100% the crab's name is Tamatoa. Yeah, that's
really
it,
that's your go-to.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't it be? I mean, yeah, I know it was a hilarious character in Moana, but it's also really is like it's actual Peloponnesian mythology.
I would have named it Horatio Thelonious Ignatius Crustaceus Sebastian.
You and I just are just two different, unique snowflakes, I guess. I would not have named it that.
That's the name of the crab from The Little Mermaid.
I know what name it is.
Okay.
But I wouldn't name my mech that.
Listen, man, the seaweed is always greener.
I would name like my wizard's familiar that.
We've already done the crab is actually a dragon familiar once already.
Yeah. So, I got a text message today saying my haircut place was open. Come get a haircut. But I don't know. I don't think I'm there yet. I haven't reached that level of comfort in this modern day and age to go sit in a barber chair and have somebody touch all over my head
and breathe on you.
Touches on a bunch of other people's hair and stuff. So
my gym was like, we're open, and I was like, that's great. I'll see you in a year when I have a vaccine.
I drove by a CrossFit box today and I could see people like fucking going nuts in there, and I'm like, man, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
To each their own, but
I work at a daycare every day. I'm that comfort level everywhere now.
I know.
People sneeze in my face.
Yeah.
I've been working in retail the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I would go to work every day too, but it's a little bit different. I don't have a ton of exposure.
One of the kids licked my arm today because they thought I was holding a snack.
Wow. Because that's what you do when people hold snacks, is you lick their arms. Who are these children, Kyle?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't need to tell you about kids, Rad.
I don't know that I've ever had a kid lick my... I mean, I've had a kid lick my arm for no reason. I've not had a kid lick my arm to get a snack.
Well, I had my hand down, and they thought that if they ran up and licked it, they could just get a snack out of my hand, but I didn't have any food.
Oh, yeah.
I have a problem now where I have to look up how kids act from the ages of 0 to 18 for Oath of Endosteel, because I was like, 2-year-olds, do they talk yet? Is that a thing? Do 2-year-olds talk?
They do.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to look up anything on teenagers. You put teenagers in all your games. That's like one of your favorite tropes, is to have teenagers in your games.
Yeah, teenagers, but they all have attitude. Just like my favorite teenagers. The Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. Those are your favorite teenagers?
There's no teenagers left anymore. They've all grown up and they're captains now.
He did not put teenagers in Wrath and Glory. I will give him that.
Yet. Give it
Well, the show ended, so...
he can't.
It'll come back and he'll have teenagers in it.
Unless they fix the combat, probably not.
It just wasn't around long enough for him to insert teenagers in it.
There was 20 episodes.
I'm sure
As far as I know, there's not a teenager on the tabletop.
You think about that one. That's correct.
Give it time.
Look, I don't know if you know this, Rad, but statistically, as an increasingly number of large people are encountered, at some point you will eventually encounter a teenager.
God, I wish that weren't true, but I know you're right.
I think that you're just remembering Nile from Edge of the Empire.
That's your best teenager you ever did. What are you talking about?
I know. Nile was amazing.
Yep.
Everybody treated her like they were her dad, and then they taught her terrible lessons about killing everybody that they meet.
Yeah, man.
Thievery.
You peaked too soon. That was your number one teenager.
Yeah, Howler is like a male version of Nile.
Howler was pretty good. He's not a teenager anymore, but he was pretty good.
I'm sorry.
How
I don't know.
old is Howler?
Howler is like 23, 24
mid-20s,
now.
right? Yeah.
He's still a teenager.
No, you're still a teenager.
Being in your mid-20s is pretty much being a teenager. I would have to agree with Pondo on that one.
No.
Mid to young 20s, you're really,
still a teenager.
You're really just a more dangerous teenager for the most part.
You're a teenager that can do stuff legally. Like
You're
drink.
in your mid to young 20s.
Called out. Damn.
I'm saying this.
Listen, once you're over like 35, your definition of teenager begins to shift into like, 20, 22, 23. You're just a teenager with more responsibilities.
I mean, nowadays, I listen to people and they're like, those millennials out there. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, those aren't millennials, okay? I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
Those are my coworkers' kids you're talking about.
Right.
They're not millennials. They're Zoomers.
The millennial tag is kind of a funny one. It gets tossed around a lot.
Millennials are killing golfing.
Depending on
who
cares for starters? Okay. That's a casualty I'm willing to accept.
A lot of golfers that just got very upset with everything you said. Just saying.
They can get upset about their petty little golf.
Like the generational tags, they're not an exact science. Like different lists have it at different places and stuff like that. So, I mean, depending on where you look, I'm either like the first of the millennials or I'm the last of
You
Gen
remember
X.
9/11, you were not a millennial. Or you are a millennial, you're not a Zoomer. You don't remember 9/11, you're a Zoomer. Boom. Got it. That's the only tag that matters to me.
Okay.
America.
I'm Gen X, so
yeah. Okay.
Also known as the best generation.
The best
the
generation.
silent generation, more like. Everybody forgets you in the war.
I'm right in between X and
We don't
millennial.
give
and
a shit about all the crap.
No, I
everybody
feel like
else is
Gen X are the
screaming
one that
about.
are writing all of the ads for everybody. They're
They're the one capitalizing
like,
on
hey,
all
Pops,
the
what do you want me to say about the millennials? Hey,
This is
millennials, what do you want me to say about your grandfather?
The secret
kicking
is
back in
it was a Gen
South
X person that came up with both the term boomer and millennial. Yep. I don't know. That's it. Really, I don't have a lot of exciting stuff going on. Business as usual. Oh, my wife had her birthday. So, happy birthday to my wife.
Happy birthday to your wife.
And
I felt closer to her back when we were all still playing Animal Crossing, but it seems like simultaneously, once everybody hit the end game of Animal Crossing, they were like, all right, well, I don't play this anymore.
She's still playing. She plays all the time.
My God.
She goes crazy. Yeah, you were talking the other day. You're like, I got my 5-star island, but I have to have crap all over my island. I'm like, my wife's got a 5-star island, and it's a beautiful paradise.
Mine looks like a horrifying shithole. Once it was beautiful and free, but now it's become corporate.
So her best friend lives in Boston, and and she's a really big Animal Crossing legacy player. Like she's been playing it for a really long time. So that's kind of become like their way that they connect and like hang out and stuff. Is they play Animal Crossing and Zoom together and stuff. So she's all about it. She's still in it to win it. She was trying desperately to get one of her islanders to like best, or enough of them to like best friend status, so that when she had her birthday, they would throw her birthday party. I don't think she made it in time.
Oh shit! I should get working on that.
Yep.
I have 2 friends, and it's my dog and my cat. My first 2 villagers.
My kids have. She's gotten to the point now to where she's very selective. Like she kicks villagers out so she can like.
She's part of the eugenics program. I understand. So that
she can find the really rare ones to recruit. And
she's a horrible person. Then I understand.
I mean, you play Pokemon with like forced breeding of sentient creatures. So
yeah,
I don't really
exactly. And I'll tell you what happens. A lot of those kids, they get sent off to young Pokemon trainers. I use them on Wondershare. Send out all those Eevee babies. I don't need these junk Eevee babies. I'm waiting for that shiny one. Never came.
All this forced breeding, and you just sell them away into slavery and perpetuate the system.
Yeah, man. I'm perpetuating the Eevee system.
Pokemon's fucking dark universe, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's disturbing to me.
I mean, in Pokemon Go, you literally ground up Pokemon to turn into candy so that other Pokemon could eat it.
Yeah, that's some serious. That's some. What was that movie where they were on the train and they ate the roaches? Snowpiercer. That's some
They're making a
right
TV series about that.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Is Chris Evans doing it?
No.
Didn't he direct the movie?
I think it was with somebody else. Yeah.
Okay. I think he wrote it and directed, or
I gotta tell you,
co-wrote it and directed.
I didn't like Snowpiercer.
It was okay.
I was like, this is not your best work, Chris Evans. I think you need to go back to being Captain America for another 5 years.
I don't think it was terrible, but it certainly wasn't like, it was just okay. It was a cool idea with, mediocre execution.
I guess when they were like, everything that you're eating is insects. Ooh, dramatic reveal. I was like, okay. I mean,
yeah,
insects. Okay.
No, they were like,
this is the end of the world. I can't believe we're eating insects. And I'm like, all right, well, never eaten insects before.
Yeah, I agree that there was definitely some shock value that did not land. And there was also some stuff that I felt like could have been a more dramatic reveal, but then wasn't really treated that way. I don't know. I don't want to poop all over it. It's an okay watch. I would say, I mean, if people were like, should I watch this? I was like, yeah, watch it like one time.
I'll tell you what's really
you probably won't go back to that well, but it's an okay movie.
No, but Snowpiercer is one of the classic examples of an excellent finale villain speech to turn the hero to their side, and then just a last second dramatic reveal brings the hero back to, you could say, their senses, but solidifies their virtues enough that they're like, no, I cast you off. The villain had them on the ropes. They were like, I'll do it. I'll join you, Darth Vader.
Yeah. I will say the end is, that part of the ending is very solid. I think it's, the movie drags a little in the middle, but the beginning and the end are both like pretty good, I feel like. So yeah.
They're supposed to be making that a TV series, so maybe they can redeem themselves by taking their time with it a little more.
I'd give it a shot. I watched a couple episodes of the Golden Compass series, which was also a very mediocre at best movie.
It's a good book.
I never read the book, but the series was like had me going. It was pretty good. I don't have HBO Go anymore, or what, HBO Now, or maybe I do, and I just don't have it loaded on. I don't know. I never watch HBO anymore. So I caught
after
like
Game of Thrones. I know, just
and it's not because there wasn't other stuff I wanted to watch. There was, but
I mean, I watched a season and a half of Westwood, and I
was like, to watch without HBO.
The books get really messed up really quick.
The show was good.
Or Game of Thrones.
If you have access to the Golden Compass show, I recommend giving it a shot. I would like to get it and finish it at some point because it's good, solid.
I don't know if we've discussed it here yet, Rad, but have you seen the making of The Mandalorian?
So listen, I had already seen and done some research and knew about like the technical,
the insane green screen,
it, which is absolutely mind-blowingly incredible. Yeah. But the actual documentary, have you watched any of that?
No, I just watched the 5 minutes of Jon Favreau talking about how amazing he is.
Watch that on YouTube. The technical aspect of how they're using all the LED screens to do the settings and like using like Unreal Engine to move all the assets like in real time is amazing.
Yeah.
That is We are living through like a no shit revolutionary period in
I mean, look, you
videography.
can go back and watch old movies and definitely tell when someone's been green screened in.
Sure.
Because, you know, like when you watch, you're like, oh, this is so realistic. But when you look at it now, you're like, oh, the lighting is off and it's really obvious.
Yeah. No, being able to like actually use the shadows that are being cast from the screens themselves, like it's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. Now, the actual episodes that are coming out now on Disney Plus are not good. They're not good. I watch them and I'm like, why do I care about this? It's just a bunch of people sitting around a table talking about how great Star Wars is. I know how great Star Wars is. I don't need to watch a show about all you people talking about that. I don't need to watch Bryce Howard talk about how she sat at a table with George Lucas and Akira Kurosawa with her father, Ron Howard, and like when she was like 5 years. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care how cool and rich you are. Like, you know, I don't need you to tell me how good Star Wars is. I figured that out when I was 7. Okay, fuck off. No, I wish the show was about the actual making of The Mandalorian, because I'd be much more interested in that. Like, how did the show come together? Let's talk about like the writer's process. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear about that stuff. I want to hear actual making of stuff. I don't want to hear a bunch of people get together and pat each other on the backs and talk about how great Star Wars is. So I do that all the time anyway. So yeah, I was disappointed in the documentary series that's come out on it. It has not. I watched the first episode and didn't even bother with the second I watched about half of the second. And I was like, okay, it's just more of this. I'm not interested. So yeah, that was kind of a bummer. But that was a long outro. I think I'm done. I'm going to cut it off right there.
Okay. What do I got for an outro?
What do you got?
I definitely 100% have a SidAlpha based intro for Saturday. I'm gonna be taking shots at SidAlpha. I'm gonna basically dirty devs him on stream over the course of something like 50 seconds.
Good.
So you see Sid is just like, oh boy. No. I'm gonna SidAlpha strike him. That's all there is to it. It's gonna happen.
Well, then he's safe.
Wow.
Yeah, nothing to worry about, Sid.
I don't know. He's either talking to somebody off camera or he's muted.
Yeah. No,
I am talking to somebody off camera.
All right.
Okay.
Let's wrap this up then, so Sid can continue to talk off camera. That's it. We'll be back next week for a full-length episode with lots of shooting. Have a good night.
Bye.
Next episode, no shooting.
Yeah.